Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Inside the Dressing Room. I'm your host Dhaka, and as a media worker and a sports journalist, we had a pretty nerve-wracking day. Of course, I'm sure you had that one too. And the reason, obviously, one of the biggest superstars in Bangladesh sports arena and one of the best cricketers of all time from Bangladesh, Tamim Iqbal, had a health scare. By the grace of Almighty, he's fine now. He's stable, and to talk about what happened the whole day, I have Atif Azam with me. Atif, a very shocking day, a very nerve-wracking day for all of us. Of course, you've covered your team. We all covered the whole story from the beginning, and Daily Sun covered it thoroughly. I just want to know a wrap-up from the beginning and what happened for our audience who did miss the bits and pieces.
I think it's a business as usual in BKSP. Shinepur was scheduled to. Shinepur was playing as Mohammed Club, a team that time is leading in the Dhaka PBL League. So he went to the toss. He did the toss, and then suddenly after coming back, he felt unease. And Saifuddin in his Facebook status wrote that who always sits beside him in the dressing room, wrote that Prime was saying that he was feeling it is probably gastric. But at one point of time it was unbearable. Then he went to a close by hospital where the doctor had a check-up, and then the doctor asked him to stay back to the hospital, but he refused. He wanted to go back. There was an air ambulance immediately landed there in the BKSP so that he can go back. He wanted to come back, not to the ground, he wanted to come back to Dhaka.
All right.
Then an air ambulance was there, but when he went for the second, when he went back, tried to return to the field, he had collapsed. And for 22 minutes, he was literally dead.
Yes. That was the scariest part.
That was the scariest part, because he was literally dead. There was CPR method that's been pumping the chest and all these things to bring the breath, because the doctor was not finding his pulse. That was very
for
scary.
22 minutes.
For 22 minutes, it looked like he came from the jaw of death.
He returned.
If not anything else. But the biggest thing is that he was not rushed to Dhaka. That could have been a very disastrous move.
Fatal move.
Potentially fatal move, because he did not return to Dhaka, where the hospital is situated. We must be very thankful to the whole hospital and the surgeon who have done a massive job in doing the right thing at the right moment. Right. Because what I understand is that he got a ring on his chest now, but his blood circulation stopped for a while, and the surgeon just did the right thing. He just made sure that the blood got circulated. And that is how he got out of the block and the total thing. And later in the evening, probably he got back a consciousness, spoke with his wife for a minute or two, probably.
And thankfully, he's stable now, but not yet out of the CCU and out of danger, as per the medical reports.
As per medical reports, he has to be under observation for 48 hours.
48 hours, right.
That is one thing, that's for sure. And in this kind of cases, what I've heard from from the morning, I've been speaking with a lot of doctors and everyone.
Exactly.
What's happening, how it happens, when it happens, and what are the precautions that. So what I understand is that until 48 hours is gone, you cannot say that he's stable.
He is stable, right. So technically, we cannot say that.
He is looking that he's stable, but we cannot technically say that he's out of danger, because even the doctor said that his blockage is gone.
It has been removed.
It has been removed,
right.
But he's still in the critical condition. So we all have to pray for him for the next 48 hours so that he may come back.
Right. Atif, as journalists, we are told, we are being trained to be prepared for any kind of situations. But we earnestly hope from our heart that this kind of situation or this kind of event to one of our biggest names doesn't happen often. But what I'd like to discuss with you is that how the media reacted, and how do you feel about it, the media, the social media, the personal medias, how do you feel about the whole frenzy surrounding Tamim, surrounding the hospital, even after BCB and his family personally requested everyone to keep their privacy. We were having a chat before the show, informal chat, that
in
the culture
it's a cultural thing. I think that firstly, I must say that his family history also have this.
Right.
So I was speaking with the doctor, and he was saying that it's probably his family history. He's carrying a family history because he's a sportsman, but still, because his family history is having this kind of cases, so he might be genetically this kind of reason. Another thing is that for Tamim, I mean, first let me go to the why it happened.
Right.
Then I'll later discuss about all the questions that you did. Because I think that after retiring from international cricket,
right,
he probably went back to his old self. I mean, old self is that
diet.
Old diet. Tamim is known for his
love of food,
and
especially love of biryanis.
Not only biryani, love of oily food.
Right.
Someone was telling me that, look, I take nihari once in a 6 months or 3 months. He takes nihari every second day. So his love for food is, and it's known to everyone.
That he loves food, he enjoys a good meal. Right.
So probably those food habits and all those things. Plus in this, I'm not sure how you'll take it, but in this Ramadan, keeping the rosas and then performing, and this, all these things acted together and
accumulated,
and that happened.
Right.
And the second thing is that what the media did is something that was expected, that there would be a huge hype for Tamim. But I think there was a misinformation somewhere.
Yes, that was I was coming to that.
I think he was never taken.
Or he was never under life support.
Yeah, that was a misinformation.
The rumors spread and the misinformation
because Rubat, I know your father is a
physician. Yes.
Physician.
Yes.
So you can explain me what life support is and what CCU is?
Well, in layman's terms, life support is when the things that you performed on the surgery or on the patient, it ends but
did not work.
Or
yeah, that's what I understood.
The patient has a chance of very slim survival. In Tamim's case, the doctors are saying the procedure was a success. He was never in life support or that condition. Yes, he was critical.
In CCU.
He was in CCU. That is a regular procedure to all the cardiac patients after a angioplasty. That is the procedure of the stenting, or we call the ring installment. Everyone has to go through that, but he was never, as you've talked to a lot of doctors, I also personally talked to a lot of my physician friends, my family. They told me that Tamim was never under life support. That was, I was coming to Atif when I was speaking about the media role and the social media role. I've seen a lot of posts that Tamim is under life support. That is something to me was very, very shocking.
But Rubat, I think that before pointing your fingers towards the media, we should be pointing our fingers towards that director who spread this news.
Right.
Because as a newsman, I would be calling a director.
The BCB director
who
was misquoted.
Not misquoted. He was quoted rightly.
All right.
He did not know what life support is. I'm not naming the
BCB director, right,
for my own reasons, but it came out from the BCB that he was in life support. The media did not get it out of nowhere.
Right.
It's only after they have spoken with someone and they said that he's in life support, they spread it out, and spread it out like fire. So from that thing, I think that we should understand what we are talking about when it comes to medical terms. And
when it comes to terms like a person's life is at stake, and someone as high profile as Tamim Iqbal. Yeah, and someone as high profile as Tamim Iqbal is because I'll be saying that because even the biggest star of Bangladesh at this moment, Hamza Chaudhry, also mentioned his name. Rubat, can you please tell us what Hamza said about Tamim? Well, Hamza, of course, wished a speedy recovery for Tamim Iqbal, and he sent his prayers from India, where the Bangladesh team is stated. And not only Hamza, but players from all around the world. We saw Lasith Malinga, the former Sri Lankan fast bowler. Of course, KKR, the Indian Premier League franchisee, the only franchisee from West Bengal, Kolkata, sent their well wishes to Tamim. Hamza, in the meanwhile, is with Bangladesh camp. And Atif, let's talk about that for a while. In a positive note, to lighten up the mood, Bangladesh will play a football match tomorrow and against India, our neighbors, our rivals, but the situation have changed in the last 1 year for obvious political reasons, for obvious political scenarios. Do you think tomorrow's match is going to be just another football match on the pitch?
I don't think so. I was going through all the things that Jamal Bhuiya said, and he mentioned that you all know what, you know the pressures, you all know what happened for the last 1 year. It was not a footballing court. This was a political court, and I think that that's quite right, because remember, these days, India-Bangladesh game, any kind of game, there's a rivalry.
It brings a lot of baggage to it.
It brings, like earlier it was India-Pakistan. Now whenever there's an India-Bangladesh game, there's a lot of rivalry. No matter what you say.
Right.
Whether India wins it very easily or whether Bangladesh takes them to the wire, came to the wire, it has rivalry. So this match is just not a match for Bangladesh. This match has huge, and Jamal and all the people know that, even you know what happened in the practice sessions. Bangladesh were barred from practicing, and all those mishaps and all those little things. And what the biggest thing is that some of the players and others were saying that we were expecting this kind of thing.
Exactly.
So that is the thing that you need to understand, that Bangladesh know that they are not going to be playing against 11 players, but they are not going to be playing against a whole nation.
Exactly. So we hope that this match lives up to the billing.
And I hope that this match lives up to the billing, and Hamza at least
lives up to the hype. All right, Atif, that was all the time we have for you today.
Thank you.
Folks, that was another episode of Inside the Dressing Room. Before ending, we all wish Tamim Iqbal a speedy recovery, and we would like to see him soon back on his feet and as healthy as ever. You take care.